All right, hello. So one of the first things you're going to want to do is create a tag list of items. They're also called mapping codes. So I'll talk about those in a little bit here. The first thing, of course, will always be to log in. I actually stay logged in all the time. I just logged out just to sort of do this video from the beginning. And then make sure you're in edit mode. Now what you could do for each and every item when you have to add something to the calendar is come to this calendar page and then you could add a new event. But to do that for each and every practice, I'm just going to click on this add new event quick. You would have to fill out all this information or most of it. And then for the tag menu, you would only want to select the teams that it applies to. So if it's like Mite's schedule, you would only want the Mite team tagged here, as well as the home tag and the calendar tag. Okay, you can see that all of our recent teams are currently tagged. And I have it set up that way so that when we need to add something to tell everyone something, like for example, the arena's closed on New Year's Day, I try to have each day, labeled on the calendar, even those closures, because people are looking for open hockey and stuff sometimes too. So these days, you can see these tags are in here. That way, if I have a Bantam A player, like I do this year, and I have that it's synced to my phone, this will come up. So even if I have a Mite player and the calendar is synced to my phone, this will come up. So these tags sort of control, the information connected to each team. You can see for Squirt's practice, we have the home tag and the Squirt B tag. For Bantam A practice, we have the home tag and the Bantam A tag. I think I said calendar earlier, but those are the only two tags that we need. So for minis and termites practice, the home tag is there, the pops and the minis tag is there, and the termites tag is there. All right, so there's a way to do this using a spreadsheet and the mapping codes to just make this go much quicker. So again, at the beginning of the season, one of the first things you're going to want to do is set up those mapping codes so that all of the programming of the website will automatically tag the teams that you want. So you do that by going to this admin control panel. And then you go to website tools, which is this tab right here. And then to schedule upload. It's a little hidden. And then the second tab here is this mapping codes tab. Now there are two places. There's the general pages that we have on our site. And you can see that the mapping codes are here. And those mapping codes don't change from year to year. But what I do each year is I export them to CSV, this little tab up here. And that will open in Microsoft Excel for me. So you can see the title of the page and the mapping codes are here. All right, then from our website, also the non-league teams, they're called. And here are all of our non-league teams. Now notice there's tons here, right? So starting back in 2015, when I first set all of this up this way, through this year, 2019. Now, when you have the 1920 teams in here, they won't have mapping codes. They'll be blank. So what you can do is you'll be clicking on this click to use default ID. And when you click on that, it will automatically put the right code in here for each team. It will set each team with its own code. And then after you do that, you can export to CSV. And again, this will open in a spreadsheet for us. So this one though, I want you to notice that all of the seasons are here. So the first thing I do is I delete a couple of rows. And then I actually sort by the season. So I do a data sort by the season, and I have my list has a header title. So I want to sort by the season. And the reason I do that is because I want to get rid of all these old codes. I don't care about these old ones. I want to go right down to here where it's 1819, and I'm going to delete all of these. All right, then I'm going to delete these middle columns. And so basically what I end up with is a team and their mapping code, which again allows for that tagging to happen. Now on this other page, I'm actually going to copy and paste these codes. So that I have the general pages here too. All right, so I already have a document set up with all these mapping codes, but basically what happens is, let's say we want to have practices labeled. Oops. All right, so for practices, so I kind of changed this, whoops. To the team name, the practices, and the games. So whenever we have practices, we want the home code. So I take this code and I copy it. And on the end of the Bantam A code, you have to put the straight up and down symbol, which is above the enter key, and then add the home code. All right, and then I'm going to copy that and paste it in for when we have games. But when we have games, we also want the game code to be there as well. So now I'm going to put that straight up and down line and add the game code also. So these three mapping codes, the Bantam A team, the home page, and the game page, will automatically tag whenever I enter this mapping code into the spreadsheet template in some of the other recordings. So for example, I use these tags when I upload every week's schedule to the website. I use these codes whenever I upload any games to the website. And the other thing I do is I'm going to insert a new row here, and I'm going to put all Bantams. Because at the beginning of the year we have all Bantams. So now I'm going to take and copy the Bantam A, and I'm going to copy the Bantam B, and I'm going to add that code here as well. So this would be the Bantam A code, the Bantam B code, and the home code. So if the practice happens to be all Bantams, I'll put that code in. I'll also want to add a row down here for all Pee-wees, because at the beginning of the year we have all Pee-wees. And once in a while, just due to ICE time constraints, we might have all girls practicing together. So all Pee-wees would be the Pee-wee A code, the Pee-wee B code, and the home code. All girls would be the 10U team, the 12U team, and the home code. And the other one we want to do is put the pops and the termites together also. Because see, each team gets its own code, so we would want to make codes for that as well. Now I do have this set up because I've been using it all year, so I'm just going to pull that document up right now instead of continuing on this. Let's see. All right. So you can see that we've got the teams here. We've got the mapping codes listed. We have if it's practices, if it's games. You can see those are all listed here. We did have some special sessions of goalies that involved mites, squirts, and 10U. So I put those 3 teams together, the mites tag, the squirts tag, the 10U tag, and the home tag, so that if they had a goalies practice, I could use this tag. Same thing for Pee-wees, 12U, Bantam, and high school. We don't tag high school at all, but this would be the tag representing both Bantam teams, both Pee-wee teams, and the 12U team, and of course the home code as well. Goalies all ages would be all of those teams, so I put that together because we had a couple of sessions that had to be all the goalies. Pictures were termites through squirts, so I created it, copied and pasted those tags together using that straight up and down symbol to divide the different tags. And then all groups, I have one for that too, in case, like I said, sometimes we need to, make all the teams aware of something that's happening. So like board meetings would be there, like when the arena's closed. Sometimes if it's open hockey and I want to add that to the calendar, it might be something like that. All right, so that's pretty much the tag menus. I'm going to keep this tag menu up, and in one of my next videos, I'm going to do I'm going to show you how to use these tags to put together the weekly schedule that we add to the website. All right, so again, this is one of the first things that you'll want to do at the beginning of the new season. And of course, you can always contact me if you have questions when that time comes. All right, next recording will probably be uploading the calendar and weekly schedule.